think we are live.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I think we'll wait a couple more minutes so more people are coming, and we'll start.
Sure.
Okay. So hi everyone, my name is Alice. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Fox Finance, which is a leading DeFi platform to lend, borrow, trade, and manage digital assets all in one location. We are scaling up with the new cross-chain application that's going to be available on multiple chains. And we're going to use the CCIP solution from Chainlink, which is a cross-chain interoperability protocol. So today, we will talk a lot about DeFi cross-chain and how this solution is going to work on Fox Finance new cross-chain application. I'm tossing this over to you guys. Feel free to take the wheel and to introduce each other.
Yeah. You want to go, Ben?
You can start, of course.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Golfing. I'm Chainlink advocate. Let me just share my screen. Things I want to present. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
It's full, yeah. Yes. Okay, so I saw that a lot of people that register for this event have the basic or beginner level of knowledge about Web3. So in my presentation, I'm not going to go too deep or too technical about the subjects that I'm going to talk about. So I hope everyone can understand it, and I hope I can spark your curiosity so you can learn more by yourself. Yeah, I'm going to do an introduction to Chainlink Oracle solutions and also talk about CCIP, which is a cross-blockchain communication protocol. And after my presentation, the CEO of Fox Finance, he will tell you how they are integrating the CCIP on their DeFi protocol and what kind of interesting feature it enables. So just a little bit about me. I'm Galfeng. I'm based in Portugal. I'm Chainlink advocate, and as advocate, my mission is to educate Portuguese community about Web3 and also to organize meetups like this one. You have my contacts here and below, my LinkedIn and Twitter. If you want to connect with me or ask me some question, you are free to do it. Yeah, and I'm always really eager to hear what you have to say or ideas that you want to share with me. Or also we can do to collaborate if you want. So for today on my agenda, I'm going to start with a simple question: what is Chainlink? Then I'm going to talk about Chainlink solutions, and lastly, I'm going to talk about CCIP. So what is Chainlink? I struggled to answer this question when I first started my journey on Web3. And I believe that some of people that have beginner level of knowledge about Web3 have same struggle. Initially, I thought it has a token, it must be a blockchain. But it's not a blockchain. To understand it better, we have to understand first what is blockchain. And I separated in 4 layers, and I will talk about each of layers in detail. So the layer 0, which is physical component layers like a computer, memory on the computer, a storage, all those kind of physical things that are designed specifically to host the blockchain software. And that's layer 0. Then we have a layer 1, which is a blockchain software that's hosted on layer 0 computers or nodes. We can also call it nodes. The nodes, they can be anywhere. Anyone with enough resource can run a blockchain node, which gives it decentralization. And the nodes, on the network, they communicate with each other by a peer-to-peer protocol, and the transactions, they are validated using a consensus mechanisms such as the proof of work or proof of stake, depending on the blockchain we are talking about. For example, the Bitcoin blockchain is designed as a digital money. It validates its transaction by proof of work algorithm, which the computers on the network, they provide energy and computational power to solve a complex mathematical equation to add a block on the blockchain. And on the block, there is all the transaction that happens in the network. Then you have example of Ethereum, which is a general purpose blockchain that let developer use their creativity to develop any kind of application on top of it. And the transaction on the network, they are validated using proof of stake algorithm, which is the cryptocurrency holder. They pledge their coin on a node, and those nodes, they are choose to validate the transactions. And then you have other kind of other blockchains with their unique characteristics. If you want to know more, you should do a research, and that's layer 1. Then we have a layer 2, which is scalability solutions. And most of scalability solutions, they are designed either for Bitcoin or Ethereum blockchains because they were first on the market, and sometimes they have some issues. For example, the Bitcoin blockchain, it can only handle 7 transactions per second. Now imagine there is 1,000 transactions happening at this moment. You can imagine the fee that you have to pay to make transaction is going to increase with more traffic, which means higher traffic equals higher fee. That was an example that the amount of fee that I had to pay if I want to send 10 euros Bitcoin from one wallet to other wallet. And it just sometimes it just doesn't make sense to pay more fee than sending the amount that you are sending. And layer 2 solves this problem by I will give an example. The layer 2 is like a blockchain on top of blockchain, and the transactions that happens on that sub blockchains, they are much cheaper. Let's say we made 100,000 of thousands transactions on that layer 2. Those transactions are later sent to the main blockchains, to the layer 1, as just one transaction, which you can see can reduce drastically the traffic on the network. And that's layer 2. Then we have a layer 3, which is the application that we develop on top of either layer 2 or layer 1. The most famous application that developers develop on blockchain is DeFi, which stands for decentralized finance. You have the example of Fox Finance and RV. Some of use cases that it enables is, for example, you could lend your cryptocurrency by earning interest, or you could also borrow cryptocurrency by depositing collateral. And those are just some of use cases. You can find much more applications. And yeah, that's layer 3. Now that we know about the layer of blockchains, we can answer the question, what is Chainlink? Chainlink, I see Chainlink more as functioning as a middleware, and I will explain it by an Oracle solution that Chainlink provides. Let's say here on the right, you have the decentralized computation, which is all the layers of blockchains. And let's say that we have a DeFi application here on top of Ethereum. And that application meets the market data price of Bitcoin. But we have a problem here. Since the blockchains, they are closed system, they can't have access to the real world data. And here is when Chainlink comes in with its centralized Oracle network, which is foundational components of the Alt Chainlink service. And it's composed by sets of node operators and they get data from a data source here on real world. Each node operator, they get the data source from different sources here, and then those data are aggregated, and one node is selected to send that data to a smart contract here on the blockchain. And the DeFi application, when it needs data, just need to call that the contract on the blockchain. Yeah. We can say that the structure of the Oracle centralized Oracle network is very reliable and secure because it has a decentralized approach. The nodes, they have a decentralized structure which enhance the reliability and security of data, as it is not dependent on a single node operator or data source. It prevents the single point of failure. And the aggregation of data process helps to filter out any false data provided by a single node. For data to be considered valid, the majority of nodes agreed on it. And Chainlink also, the architecture of Chainlink is designed to be blockchain agnostic, which means that it can be integrated with different blockchains platform. And today, market data solution is just one small service that Chainlink provides. Chainlink can also provide proof of reserve. For example, you could use the proof of reserve to prove that a tokenized asset on blockchains has a reserve on the real world. And yeah, and you also have a service that can provide any kind of data API that you can find on the real world. And that's the data components that the Chainlink provides. It also provides off-chain computation, which is verifiable, which, for example, it can provide you with a verifiable randomness function, which generates a handle number that you can verify is not benefiting any entity. You could use it for your gaming application, or, for example, to generate a handle, a dynamic NFT. And also, Chainlink also provides the automation, which you can use to automate your smart contract execution when certain conditions are met. And it also provides the general purpose computation. And over the years, we have witnessed an explosion of blockchain projects, each offering unique capabilities and addressing specific use cases. As I mentioned before, the blockchains have the closed system. They can't have access to the real world data. They can't also communicate with each other. Chainlink has solved the Oracle problem, and it provided the decentralized application with more capabilities and things that it can do. Now let's imagine a world where different blockchains can effortlessly exchange information and assets. What kind of possibility it can unlock? And the answer here is the CCIP, which stands for Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol. And it's going to be a blockchain ecosystem standard to securely connecting out public and private blockchains, just like TCP/IP on the internet. And with everything connected, we can take advantage of strength and the benefit of different chains, and also enable collaboration of developers from different systems, which can lead to a more innovative solutions and interconnected system. The core capability that the CCIP can provide is to do a token transfer, which you can do in two ways: to burn, a mint, or lock, unlock. You could burn a token on the source blockchain and mint on the destination chain, or you could lock on the source and unlock on the destination. You could also use it to send an arbitrary message, which is instructions encoded in bytes. For example, you could send a message as a parameter to a function on the destination blockchain. And it also allows you to do a programmable token transfer, which is combination of the token transfer and the arbitrary message. Like you could send token and add an instruction to say what you want to do with those tokens you just sent to a destination blockchain. And that's not just all. It has an additional layer of security, which is it's a risk management network. And it has a option component, which is a centralized Oracle network, and the on-chain component, which is a smart contract on the blockchain. The option components, think of those as a vigilant watcher. They keep an eye on all connected blockchains, looking out for anything unusual or potentially risky. And when everything is normal, they give a sort of blessing. It's a status to confirm that things are good. And if they notice something odd, they give a sort of cursing status and raise an alert, putting a temporary pause on the system for further checking. Then the on-chain component, imagine this as a decision maker. It manages the process of blessing or cursing, making sure that everything is done in a fair way. Some of the example of use case that CCIP enables, for example, on gaming, a player on one chain can play a game against the player on another chain. Then on DeFi, it could use a token on one chain as a collateral for DeFi application on another chain. And on Web3 usernames, it allows user to register on-chain names on one chain and then propagate these names across other blockchains. And we have institution also exploring the CCIP, like for example, the SWIFT, which is a standard messaging network for more than 11,000 banks. They are exploring it as a secure and scalable way to transfer tokenized assets cross-chain. Then you have a DTCC, which is the world's largest security settlement system. They process more than $2 quadrillion annually. And they are collaborating with Chainlink to see multitude of use cases that could find how financial industry operates. Then you have an example of ANZ, which is a leading Australian bank with more than $1 trillion assets under management. And they are exploring the CCIP to see how banks can provide its client with the ability to trade tokenized assets across public and private blockchains. And you also have the Vodafone, which is the economy of things for global trades. They are looking at how CCIP can connect IoT device across its global trade platform. And before I finish my presentation, I just want to share with you a really helpful resource, which is the Chainlink official page. Yeah. Let me just share the. Yeah, here on Chainlink, chain.link, which is Chainlink official page. You can find a lot of resources here. If you are a developer, you can find documentation for developer or all kind of things that can be useful for you. You could also find the service that Chainlink provides, like for data, computation, and some of use case that it allows you. If you have a project and you want to integrate some of Chainlink service, you can talk to an expert. And yeah, if you want to participate in more of this kind of events, you also can find a lot of events here on the page. Here on the events section, we are all around the world, so look for it. And here on bottom, you can find out social media of Chainlink. If you want to know more about Chainlink or to follow the news, you should definitely follow Chainlink on the social media. And just a second. And thank you. I hope you liked my presentation. Just a small overview about what Chainlink do and what the CCIP is. The one thing that I always say, the future is bright. There is a lot of potential, and we are still in early stage.
Thank you, Gaofeng, for such a deep dive into CCIP tech and what it has under the hood. I personally think that it's a real game changer that's going to recraft the blockchain space. And now we will take a look at one of the use cases you spelled out, which is DeFi. Benedetta, you have the mic.
And thank you, Gaofeng, for the great intro to the technology. I will be happy to showcase how that could be used to build something cool. But let's get very quickly into that. By the way, I'm the CEO of Volks Finance, which Alice already introduced. Let me share my screen. Guess you are able to see already. Okay, can you see it full screen? Yes or no? Is it visible? I guess so, yeah. Okay. First of all, I would like to mention what Volks Finance mission is and how we are trying to solve certain problems of centralized finance. So we believe that in the pure power of smart contract and decentralization. So we believe that crypto-related software must be decentralized and giving the power to the community in as much as possible. So the smart contract can guarantee the reliability, the transparency, and can solve many problems that centralized finance have. But as far as now, we have a main problem in decentralized finance, which is that centralized exchange is much easier to use and offers a better user experience, even though they are not transparent, not reliable, and we have seen in the past that they are manipulated. So there is here a few numbers that is interesting to see. DeFi users as today, they are about 5 million, and just Binance users is 160 million. So there is a big gap. But there are ways that those gaps will be solved. And at Volks, we want to do that. The way we are doing that is by building a DeFi hub, which offer multiple tools that trying to mirror the user experience and offering in terms of actual operations, a centralized exchange, but all using smart contracts. So, of course, we have swaps, lending, borrowing, liquid staking, leverage trading, and also we have on a front, of course, this is a centralized part, but it is not possible to remove the centralization on this part, at least at this stage. Anyway, I want to give you a little bit of history of Volks. Volks today is the largest DeFi app on Algorand. We have been launching on mainnet 2 years ago, April 2022. And since that time, we have been growing our product together with our metrics. So our strategy during the entire bear market was to focus on building, to focusing in improving the product. And nevertheless, we started with the lending protocol, and lending is our main innovation and experience. We thought that DeFi is lacking a platform that has to have multiple tools in one place, similar to centralized exchange. And So we started to add in those times more and more features. So as again today, folks offer lending, liquid staking, swaps, long and short, and an very interesting part is that, for example, for long and short, we were not adding new contracts, but we were just composing what we have built before. So the lending contracts together with the swap to build a one-click long and short. And for me, composability is one of the most beautiful and powerful parts of decentralized finance. And this is one example of that can be leveraged. Anyway, one thing that we were proud of doing and demonstrate our mission, in early December, we were the first protocol launching on DeFi gold and silver backed tokens, loans, sorry. So we believe that decentralized finance, it has to go towards also traditional finance. We believe that if we want to reach mass adoption, together with the ease of use of those applications, we need to bring also more assets that are not just crypto. And that's why also we see our mission also very aligned with the Chainlink one. Anyway, we have been thinking for quite a bit on how to improve the protocol that we built on Algorand and expand it towards other chain. And Algorand is not an EVM chain, so it was impossible for us to just fork our protocol into another chain, EVM, of course. But so for us, the effort of rebuilding from scratch and just have another version of forks on an EVM chain was not worth. And in the beginning of the previous year, we started to notice growing adoption of messaging layer. And we decided that by using such a technology, we could expand in a better way. This way is by expanding our main innovation, which, as I said before, it's the lending, into a new type of lending model, which is only possible by using technology such as CCIP. And this is hub and spoke lending model. The way it works is simply the messaging technology allows to interconnect multiple chains together in a seamless way. So first of all, let me tell you what is our final target. The final target for us is that our users no need to be worrying about gas fees, about network selection, about which network they are using. For us, the main task is to perform the operation that the user wants in the best way. So talking about the lending, a user for us, it's a borrower, right? So for us, the borrower has not to be worried where the liquidity is staying, where it is coming from. And that is where messaging layer are very helpful. So for example, one of the major things that we are able to do by using CCP, it's using concentrated liquidity model compared to the standard multi-chain model. One of example and comparison can be done on Aave as a main example. The liquidity of Aave in all the supported chain, besides the big one, which is Ethereum, of USDC, it's about $158 million. And this is spread in 8 or 9 markets. So by definition, this is inefficient, because if you would rather have a big pool than 10 smaller pools that has the same liquidity. And this is what actually you can do with CCP. So the way it works is that doesn't matter where the user is connecting from, but the user which is depositing, in that case we were talking about USDC, the USDC are being concentrated into the hub chain, and the hub chain will then provide the loans to all the other users that can connect from other chain. And the beautiful part is also that you can have more collaterals, because from each box you can have more supported collateral. For example, you can connect from Solana, use Sola's collateral and borrow USDC. Those USDC will be flowing from Avalanche, and you are not even knowing about this. Why a end user should be knowing where the borrowed asset is coming from? For me, as a borrower, I just care to receive as fast as possible the loan at the lowest rate as possible, of course, and in the simplest way. And this is only possible because we are using CCAP as technology. In the specific case, when talking about USDC, CCAP is even able to activate CCTP, which is the cross-chain transfer of Circle. So you don't even have a wrapped version of USDC, but directly a native version. So it is even better for the end users. Going back to the example that we just did, if we were to apply to Aave a similar model that we have been just described, the liquidity, the maximum amount of liquidity that could be borrowed on a market would improve of about 180%. That is because when considering the maximum amount on Aave, we are going to look at the $56 million USDC market of Arbitrum, which is the largest after Ethereum, right? And in the other case, by using the concentrated liquidity model that you can have with the hub and spoke, you are going to have all the liquidity available and not just a part of it. So this guarantees to have a max borrow of 126. And this let us understand how the previous generation of apps are going to be totally changed by using technology such as CCAP. Now, the reasoning why we really like CCAP is about the infrastructure of Chainlink that Gaofeng was describing before. There are other messaging layers around, but we believe that the security that CCAP can provide is way larger than others, and also the reliability of the Chainlink infrastructure has been tested for way farther than any other technology in the ecosystem. So, of course, it has been known during the past years how much bridge messaging layers could be dangerous. There were many hacks. We believe that by using CCAP, those can be much lower risks that we can afford to take. So going back to the point of describing our hub in the cross-chain expansion. So what we built on Algorand for us is now going to be expanded in a cross-chain narrative. So of course we are building the cross-chain lending, which is, as I said, our main innovation and knowledge. But we will add more and more services, also using third-party providers, because we cannot build everything ourselves. It will be a very big challenge. But we will have cross-chain swaps using cross-chain aggregator. So very similar to the lending, with cross-chain swaps, what you are able to do by using bridge and messaging layer is to use the liquidity of multiple networks and not only one single network or one single DEX. So by doing that, you are able to perform much cost-efficient swaps between all the networks, because you are simply aggregating the liquidity. So this, together with the cross-chain lending, can provide a much better user experience that can bring, for example, much closer to the efficiency of when transacting to a centralized exchange. Same is for the liquid staking. We will have multiple providers, and the idea for us is that we want to give to the end users an app which is going to have multiple tools which are going to be used on multiple networks. But for us, network selection, gas fees, and bridging is something that must be abstracted as much as possible to the end users, because we see this as only way to be able to onboard those users that stick with exchange for those reasons. The new users that wants to come to crypto, they should be able to have an option on DeFi that is as easy as use of centralized exchange. And then, of course, with the expansion of real-world tokenized assets, oncoming of big institutions, also thanks to technology as CCAP, it will be more possible to interact directly with fiat on chain. So for us, what we are building is fintech on smart contract. As now it is powered, of course, by crypto, because it is the tokens that are being used on the networks. Later on, those can expand easily to tokenized assets. We just need tokens. Crypto are tokens, so we can use them on different apps thanks to that. So also for the on-off ramp, we want to use the best way as possible. So we found a partner that does cross-chain swapping between the tokens, and also smart routing of the fiat. So you will be able to have the best swap in terms of what token you are buying or selling, and at the same time the best route. Of course, this is using centralized way of on or off ramping for your fiat currencies that you wish to prefer. And this is a bit of roadmap about the protocol. We are currently auditing the smart contract, and right after the security audit, we will have our launch on testnet, which is forecasted for the next month. And after the testnet is public, we will have an audit with a community-backed bounty platform such as Code for Arena. And right after the second audit is going to be complete, we will have the mainnet launch, which will follow with token generation events. And down the line, we also have the expansion of what we built on the web app, also through a mobile app, which will have also a debit card. So many things are ahead in our roadmap, and we are very busy working. So as I mentioned, we are very keen towards bringing TradFi with the DeFi power, right? So we always look towards collaboration with institutions. We proposed several projects that could be done with blockchain technology, smart contract. Of course, we may understand that it's not directly pluggable into Folks Finance, but still we believe that the knowledge of our team collaborating with TradFi can bring helps from DeFi to fintech and power fintechs with smart contract. That's what we believe it has to be the future. And down we can see a few awards that Folks has won during the past year. This is a little bit about our investors. We have done 2 years ago a seed round of $3 million, and those are a few names of our bakers, which are tier 1 in the crypto space. And regarding the security, we are always very much concerned. We always do at least 2 audits when deploying new contracts. And for us also, being a lending protocol is also important, the economic soundness of the protocol itself, and we work with professionals as well. The team is mostly Italian-based because it was originated by a software house, which is the largest Web3 software house of Italy. It's called Blockchain Italia. And then through time, we expanded, and then now we have different members around the world. Yeah, this is a bit it. I'm happy to connect with you anywhere you want, the team as well. Those are our website, and if you want to ask anything, feel free to follow our communities. I don't know if we want to take any question from the community. I will be happy to answer.
Yeah, guys, please leave your questions in the comments. And thank you, Benedetto, for your presentation. It's true, the team is highly motivated. We are set for the best results to make a real splash in DeFi space. And we are really excited to be a part of the build program of Chainlink. We are happy to collaborate with you guys. And yeah, we are tuned in.
I can add a bit on the program, because I actually forgot to mention, if there are builders in the space that uses the Chainlink technology, I strongly suggest to get in touch with the team, because for us it has been a great path being part of the program. The Chainlink team is very supportive, very helpful. Whenever we need something, they are always available, and they are very helpful for growing together. So I strongly suggest to have a look if you are a builder.
Alrighty, no questions so far. I guess we can close up slowly. Thank you everyone for coming here today. Thank you guys, Geofang and Benedetto, for talking about such techy things and for presenting your projects, our projects. Thanks a lot and have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the Chainlink team for guesting us.